Hello, everyone, and welcome to Buy
By
Black
Black
Fridays.
Fridays.
I am Quinn Sanders.
And I am Dominique Phillips from KLEK
This is
102.5.
102.5.
Let's talk about it.
Full disclosure.
Cool.
Today we have with us.
Dr. Yvette Allen from ELA Education Services. Dr. Allen, can you tell us a little bit about your business?
Absolutely. ELA Education Services was founded in 2016, actually, when I was in Utah. And so the company's founded to assist young adults, typically the target age is 18 through 30, to assist them with transitions. So a lot of times you think about transitions from high school to college. And so we don't necessarily serve that actual population. We more so look at transitions for college and beyond, right? So what are you doing after college, right? A lot of people, you don't see a lot of transition programs for that, but as well, early career professionals. A lot of people get into their early career, they're trying to figure out how to move up to the next level, and they need assistance with that. So that is a good bulk of what we do.
So, how did this idea or concept come about?
Absolutely. With most things that kind of come up, I think that it's something that you're already just passionate about. It's something I was already doing. I was already assisting young adults in those ways. And I had a mentor who was basically like, just formalize it and move forward with that so that you can, reach more people. So it was really a mentor pouring into me and I moved forward with that. And I love it, right? My passion is young adults. And so I love every bit of it.
That's good. That's good.
Thank you for that. So, Dr. Allen, how exactly do you advertise your business? Where can potential clients reach you?
Yes. One of the main ways is our website at www.elaeducationservices.com, as well as social media. You can catch us at ELA Education Services on Instagram and Facebook. Those are our main social media platforms for now.
And Dr. Allen, you actually have a self-help journal or guide, correct?
Yes, a mindset and motivation journal, yes.
Can you give us some more information about that?
Yes, so this journal actually launched June 2020. And so it has what I call 8 chapters, and it's full of reflection questions that help folks think about, where am I now? Where do I want to go and how do I get there? I think that a lot of times people, 2 pieces of your goals, right? You know where you are now, you know where you want to go. But what a lot of people are missing is, well, what's in between? How do I get there? What's the plan? What tools do I need? What resources do I need? Who can I tap into? And that journal really helps folks think about that, as well as where they want to go in life. So it helps folks think about your circle, who's in your circle, and things of that nature.
So with this self-help guide, will your clients also get that guide as well with the service, or is that separate?
So we have a couple of different services. So we have a lot of group meetings, which are typically free. Folks can just join on those calls as they happen monthly, but individual coaching does have a small fee in terms of the time, the energy, and the depth that we go in during those calls. And so folks can actually get the journal outside of any of those services on their own. But they can also join us for any of our calls that are typically monthly, and they can just go to our website to book a coaching session if they like. But we have a number of different sessions. We have coaching, individual one-on-one coaching. We have group coaching. We also do group workshops.
So when are your usual monthly group sessions?
So some of them depend. Right now I'm working with a young adult group based in Little Rock. And so we have sessions every second Tuesday of the month. Others are by request, and a couple we have coming down the pipeline. Actually, let me back up. In January, we had a goals to success session. As you know, a lot of people think about their goals in January. And so that particular session was just on how do you, of course, set goals. What is a goal? But how do you stay motivated throughout the year to do it? Anybody can start a goal, but how do you finish it and finish strong to reach your goals? And then, of course, we do those sessions by request, and we typically do a session just depending on the time and depending on the demand throughout the month.
So just diving into your business and getting into your personal business a little bit, what are your goals for your company? Where do you see your company in, let's say, the next 3 years?
Absolutely. So, especially in the next 3 years, as I said before, I'm really passionate about young adults. And so I hope to launch this company, particularly into launching young adults into what they want to do, right? So, for example, there is a young adult now who does our social media. There's a young adult who's working as a virtual assistant. And so I want to also be able to help those young adults launch their businesses, as you think about Black Business Friday, right? Help them launch their businesses so that whether that's something they want to do full time or something that they want to do on the side, right? A lot of people are into multiple streams, and rightfully so, and helping them do that.
Are those young adults employees, or if they aren't employees, how do you provide employees? Do you provide those services as well?
So they're contracted. So basically they are young adults who have their set service, or they might already have a business, and we contract with them to do the services that we need. And we intentionally actually look for young adults to do a lot of the services that we need.
So if people are interested in being employees, how could they get in touch with you in order to get that arranged?
So right now we actually don't have employees, so we contract, but if they're looking to contract with us or offer us any of their services, they can simply email us at ELA Education Services at gmail.com.
And you, of course, you know that our audience for By Black Fridays consists of mainly college students, and you, of course, will do we college students look for internships. So do you have any internship opportunities available currently?
Yes, we, well, really, we work with a number of different students who needed internships based in marketing and other areas. And so it really is based on their need. If a young adult comes to me and says, this is what I'm looking to do in terms of an internship, we have that conversation about this is what we need and is it a match? Sometime it is, sometime it isn't, right? We don't ever want anybody just sitting there twiddling their thumbs, not having something to do. But if it's a match, we certainly can help with that. I also want to highlight when we talk about services, we do have a program called our Success Ambassadors program. And that's a group of young adults that meets once a month to talk about different topics, success, how do you get there, and really to launch into their own plan. And we're in our current cohort, but the next cohort will launch around August or September of 2021.
Okay. And what is unique about your business here in Jonesboro?
Absolutely. I think the uniqueness of my business, not just related to Jonesboro, but I think it's that transition concentrated specifically on those who are either in college or early career professionals. Again, you don't see a lot of transition programs. You see a lot for high school to college, for example, but you don't see a lot for, once I've graduated, what do I do? And you don't see necessarily a lot for early career professionals because you get the job and of course, obviously know what you're doing because you have the job, but how do I launch, from my first year to my 5th year? And so I think that's what makes us unique.
With assisting young adults with that transition from college to the professional world, do you help with job search or resume building, things like that, interview skills?
Absolutely, all of it, right? So what we first do with young adults, we have an initial conversation, a consultation, because everybody doesn't need the same thing. But for some, we have worked on their interviews. For some, we've worked on their resume. For others, we've worked on their portfolio and those types of things. And so it's going to depend on what they need, but that's what those individual consultations are for. But yes, we do all of that. Or if it's something that we don't do, we refer them out to those who do those services.
I love how your services, they kind of cater to the individual. So it's not monolithic. It's not the same for one person. And I enjoy that. As a business owner, what are your responsibilities?
Absolutely. So the typical administrative stuff, working on marketing stuff, right? Getting the word out there, the vision of the company, right? When you ask the question about where do you want to be in, 3 to 5 years, those are things that an owner has to strategically think about in terms of how do you want to grow? How do you want to scale? What's your mission, your vision? How are you getting that out there? I am right now over most of the content that goes out. So the workshops that occur I do most of that. There are some young adults that help with different sessions. Like in March, I have some young adults joining me on a call and a session to give their perspective as well. So, but most of the content I do, and of course, those administrative things.
So for the people that may be watching right now that are interested in your services, what are the age qualifications to be considered a young adult?
Absolutely. So we define young adults as 18 to 30. Of course, we've worked with folks who are under 18, and we've worked with folks who are over 30, but our target group is 18 to 30.
I know earlier, and I want to go back to something that you said in the beginning of the interview. You talked about how you've been providing these services even before you started your own business. So what really what was it that that made you decide, this is what I want to do. This is it for me. This is my spot. This is my purpose.
Absolutely. And I think too, one of the things I tell young people is a lot of times you find your purpose in things that are tugging at your heart and things that you find problems in, right? And so one of the things that constantly tugged at my heart and one of the issues that I saw that I wanted to assist with was really helping young people develop in different ways. And so there's a number of different programs. When you think about, some of the things we do in the individualized plans is really what we are assisting with. I think about, for me, I was fortunate to have a ton of mentors who helped me with that. And so what I use with young adults are things I've learned along the way. And so what I've done is establish plans and help other folks establish plans to move from basically one step to the next. So what really was me going on and doing it was just thinking, hey, if I can do it, anybody else can. And I think too, like the encouragement that young adults sometimes need. Sometimes folks try to make young adults feel like you can't do something because you're young, or you can't achieve because you're young, but you can. And so I think that was kind of the get-go to get things done, as well as a mentor saying, go ahead, get it done. And of course, those things that tug at your heart, and sometimes things just tug at your heart so much that you're like, you can't leave it alone. You got to do it.
I love that. It seems that you have such a passion behind what you're doing. And I think that's something that is in the key and the heart of success. And I think that is very great. So for people that may be watching that are, starting up their own business, learning to get in touch with what is their passion and what their purpose is, what would be one piece of advice that you would give them?
Oh goodness, that's a big one. I would give 3 things came through my mind. Okay, you said one piece of advice. Well, I would start with that one piece of what are things that you're constantly passionate about? What are those things you constantly either find yourself either complaining about, or when something happens, you're like, oh my goodness, what can I do about that? Start there. And start to research there, because a lot of times people end up going into jobs and their passions are things that may not be traditional, or that may not be the things that are really advertised. It may be a job that you don't even think exists, or it may be a job that doesn't even exist yet, and you may be the person to create it. So I would definitely start there and tap into that.
Perfect.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Allen. Again, this is Dr. Yvette Allen with ELA Education Services. You are our first interview for our Buy Black Fridays, as well as the Multicultural Center Executive Director, I'm sorry. And we're giving away some door prizes on the 26th, and we love free stuff. We do. So, Dr. Allen, would you first off tell everyone what you will be entering in the door prize, as well as give us just a little more information about the door prize.
Absolutely. So the Mindset and Motivation Journal, I spoke a little bit about it earlier, but this is that journal we talked about, and it has those 8 topics that folks can go through to strategically think about where they are, where they want to go, etc. So it's a reflection journal, and hopefully very helpful to a lot of folks. And so you all can possibly win this by logging on to A-State MC on Instagram on Friday, February 25th. And other business owners for Buy Black Fridays will be giving away different items as well.
All right, well, thank you, Dr. Allen. And again, Dr. Allen Moore, I'm so sorry. Please excuse me. Hey, you should have corrected me. But
I'm getting used to it.
Well, Dr. Allenmore, again, thank you so much for joining us this Friday. And everyone, please don't forget to tune in every Friday for the month of February for our Buy Black Fridays. And you can find us on A State MC
Yes.
on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you.
Thank you.